So, how was your solar eclipse today? Did the world end? I don't think it ended because we're still here. But I'm not going to speak too soon because you never know. Who knows? Maybe there's like a fucking meteor just hits my house and then I die or something. Or even like scarier, it's like, from Donnie Darko where it's like a different dimension and time and space and some weird shit happens and then there's just like this airplane uh what are those things called? You know what I'm talking about. If you've seen that movie or read the comics, whatever, even though I've never read the comics, I've just seen the movie. I'm rambling now. So, but yeah. Oh, by the way, CERN, I guess, started its big collider. I forgot which one because there's so many different colliders that they have. They started it up today. They've had one going already. I know that. And then they started a new one today. The same time of the solar eclipse. Now, do I know this for sure? I don't because I'm not there and I don't see it happening. But these are all things that I have seen, read, or well, not seen, but read about and heard about. So, okay. So my day, I'll tell you about how my day went. I woke up this morning with a tension headache. I usually don't wake up. Well, sometimes I do, but this was kind of weird because I don't know. I just woke up with a tension headache. So that was kind of off. I drank a lot of water. Nothing was wrong as I eat well. So I normally don't have that happen all that often. So that was kind of off. Eventually I had to just take some ibuprofen to get rid of it. So, but I tried to wait out for as long as I possibly could. And at work, my coworker was really awesome. And they brought like a welder's like mask thing. So we were able to go outside and look at the partial eclipse. It was pretty cool, actually. Yeah, it was really neat to see and definitely very interesting. So that was neat. Yeah, that's pretty much it so far. Nothing too crazy. The vibe didn't seem too bad. I wasn't really in any kind of bad vibe. I felt pretty well balanced so far. So, yeah, that's the report so far. But aside from that, I really wanted to also go over some more about asteroids because when I was talking about Lilith in the sign of Virgo yesterday, I was really intrigued by looking more into the other asteroids that we have in our charts in different signs and different places. And I want to know their meanings. So we're going to dive into that. And my son just walked into the room. So hold on one second. Okay, so we're back. So like I said, I'd like to go over some of the asteroids and their meanings, what they symbolize. So first, we will start out with the list of them. So there's going to be 5 major asteroids in the birth chart that you could find. One of them is Ceres, Ceres, Pallas, like Pallas Athena, Pallas, Vesta, Vesta, and Juno, Juno, and then of course Chiron, Chiron. So now let's look into first the asteroid Ceres. As can be seen above, the glyph of Ceres is a sickle evocative of harvest. It can also suggest a cross surmounted by a semicircle, the former symbolizing the matter and the latter the soul. Interesting. Yeah, so it's like a sickle, it has like the surmounted by a circle, a cross surmounted by a circle, the cross below. Okay, that's interesting. And the soul is the cross. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Anyways, okay, I'm just kind of wasting air here. Okay, mythology of Ceres. In Roman mythology, Ceres is the equivalent of the Greek goddess Demeter. In other words, the goddess of harvest, so it makes sense. There's a connection there. She personifies fertility since her cult was celebrated in summer. Her cult. Since her cult was celebrated. Sorry, these little things, it's funny. The daughter of Saturn, which is not surprising because Ceres' beauty is of the austere kind. And of Rhea, Ceres protects cultivated soils in every manner. She was often pictured as a tall and beautiful woman with a faraway look in her eyes and long hair as blonde as a field of wheat. With such a physique, it is just logical that she delighted Jupiter, from whom he bore a daughter, Proserpina. Proserpina. Yeah, okay. When a teenager, Proserpina was abducted by Pluto, the god of the underworld, who lusted after her. Devastated, Ceres pleaded her case to Jupiter, who ordered that Proserpina remain in the... Oh, it's not Proserpina, it's Persephone. Oh, wait, it's probably just a different... I get it. Okay. Remain in the underworld in winter and with her mother in the summer months. Okay, it's coming back to me now. I forgot about that story. And now I remember. The outstanding aspect of this mythological episode implies that nature is fully covered in lush vegetation when mother and daughter are reunited. I like that symbolism because it is true. It's like when you are united and you feel like you have a bond with your family, that's the only way to create a flourishing foundation, like a farm, to continue a legacy. You have to work together as a team. You have to have a bond with your family that wants to create that life together. And if family members don't, and specifically it's talking about the mother and daughter, right? But, you know, this symbolically applies to just the family itself. You can't cultivate those types of things and build a farm. Of course, obviously you can cultivate anything you want nowadays because it's not crucial to build a farm and grow your own crops to survive. We have factories to do that now. So I'm not going to go into that. But, you know, in the olden days, you had to grow to feed your family. So makes sense. Okay. Ceres represents the need to mother and to be taken care of. By extension, it is the nurturing principle which is highlighted in the chart. Ceres tries to take care of her physical body and is also willing to devote herself to people. The sign in which Ceres is posited indicates the kind of food the chart's owner needs in order to feel loved. I need to look at my chart and see where Ceres is. Okay, as well as how he or she reacts to this gift and how he or she is nurturing. It should be underlined that Ceres' role is different from that of the moon, who is the entire archetype of the maternal principle. As for Ceres, she must be related to the earth element or to the meaning of the sign Virgo. It is the mother's both practical and reasonable facet that must be remembered. The story underscores the moment of the education when the daughter is freeing herself from her mother's protection. Okay, being abducted by Pluto. So that's another symbolic thing. It's almost like, to the mother's point of view, her daughter was taken away, because that's how it feels when your children, well, I mean, I don't know this, but I can only imagine, right? When that happens to me, it's like when your kids go off on their own or do things, you know, that's they're distancing themselves from you or growing up. It's a loss. It's a feeling of loss to the parent. and it's devastating. So in their point of view, just like how, you know, for Ceres, she was like not wanting, she felt like her daughter was being ripped away from her. And Pluto, Hades, was to blame for this. Like, how dare you take my daughter away? But maybe she actually wanted that rebellion. She wanted to live in different areas. So, a few analogies must be noted regarding the link with Pluto. Since Ceres went underground to negotiate with Pluto, or Hades, the fate of her daughter. Therefore, Ceres' role is also about food of the soul and the mind, for she is in contact with the invisible world. The agreement reached with Pluto illustrates the concept of affection detachment. To sum up, Ceres means productivity, method, and concrete analysis, maternal love and sense of education, capacity to detach oneself, but also lack of confidence, abandonment, bitterness, and low self-esteem. So in the male chart, I was going to actually try and find this out too, but it's listing it here. In a male chart, whenever Ceres is strengthened, whether by a luminary, by an angle, or by aspects, she indicates a man who will have to take on the role traditionally devolved on mothers. Wow. So, depending on the aspect in a male's chart, if Ceres is strengthened more so than like a female's, they will tend to be in the role of like either a single father or, you know, the stay-at-home dad type. Maybe. These are never for certain, just it's possibilities. Could be a higher chance. I'll just say that. That could say there's a higher chance. Not an absolute. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Vesta. The asteroid Vesta. From a graphic viewpoint, Vesta represents a vase in which a flame is burning. So it's like two V's stacked on each other, and there's like a little flame in the middle. V-shaped vase may be deemed a symbol of victory after purification by fire, which promotes our evolution. The flame's principle is also to reactivate memories of past incarnations. So the mythology behind Vesta. Vesta is a Roman goddess who belongs to the generation of the 12 great gods of Olympus. She's also the most beautiful Roman deity, often depicted with a veil. She is Jupiter's elder sister. She refused to marry Apollo. Dang. She preferred the role of goddess of the fire of the earth, thus becoming the archetype of the keeper of the home, and by extension of the municipality and of the nation. In antiquity, an altar with a sacred fire was placed in every house and even in the center of the town. Vesta became the person who holds the keys of the city and of the divine light that she has the responsibility to keep alive. This concept of Vesta gave rise to the Vestals, the priestesses of ancient Rome. In a natal chart, Vesta represents dedication to an ideal, as well as to a cause or to a religion. When this asteroid is highlighted in a chart, it may indicate a taste for esotericism. The sacred fire. Vesta embodies the need for purity and distance too. She is a concentration of a very focused energy which encourages numerous personal sacrifices for the benefit of a collective, to be interpreted according to the sign, the house, and all aspects involved. On the downside, Vesta may bring about a sometimes inflexible or too abstract behavior. Experts think that people influenced by this asteroid would be well advised to go on retreats in order to symbolically burn any karmic debt remaining in them, for those interested in karmic astrology, of course. All right, so now we're moving on to Juno, the asteroid Juno. From a graphic viewpoint, Juno is represented by a royal scepter. It has an important vertical axis evoking righteousness and greatness. So it looks like a wand, star at the top of a wand, or like a star and a cross, like connected. So It links the cross of the matter with the higher part, right? Formed by two crosses of 45 degrees relative to one another, which results in a compass rose, synonymous with harmony. Mythology of Juno. Juno is Jupiter's sister and wife at the same time. Ew. Ancient mythology did not pay too much attention to prejudices or morality. Well, that's very well known. Juno is fond of jewelry, ornaments, and fine attires. Jupiter was impressed. He abducted her, and he raped her. That son of a bitch. Then, to avoid shame, sorry. I hope you guys are finding this also amusing. Then, to avoid shame, he accepted to marry her. Oh, because then afterwards he felt a little shame, right? It's like, all right, I shouldn't have done that. Well, I guess I'm going to have to marry you to make this okay. So that like makes up for it. No, you asshole. You basically just like imprisoned her for life, you fuck. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. Okay. I lost my spot. Okay, for the Greeks and the Romans, Hera and Juno, or Hera Juno, I guess that's Hera, right? Because, yeah, Juno is Hera, became the goddess of marriage and presides over all women's activities. She is the lady par excellence, not devoid of some degree of conceit. Oh, yeah, because she was like among those that got in a fight with Aphrodite and Athena, I think, over a golden apple. I remember that story. That talks about females being competitive and wanting to be like the most attractive, which is like, I don't know. It's just, I'm not going to go into that. I don't know why I'm even the astrological interpretation of Juno. I don't even know if I'm going to put this out. Let's just see. I'm making this video and I'm already quite far in. I might not even post it. Okay. In a natal chart, this asteroid provides additional information regarding the person's marriage. Okay, so it makes sense because she's the goddess of marriage, all right? I guess so. It indicates the propensity to accept even-handed marital relationships. Juno concerns associative life too. So in other words, Juno's strong position prompts to experiment the lessons of the seventh house throughout life. Seventh house, which is ruled over by Libra, right? Juno, first of all, deals with relationships with a concern to find how to assert her rights. Okay. So within the relationships, learning how to go about and make her rights heard so it's like the first feminist in a way, I guess. Or her situation birthed feminism. The asteroid may also point to occupations in the field of beauty. And if Juno is overly prominent, she may prompt to give top priority to the couple, even to the detriment of the career. Synastry specialists notice that in charts of couples, Juno is often superimposed on the partner's solar sign. Nevertheless, this is not a tried and true rule for the moment, but I guess that's a possibility. Okay, now we're going to move on to Pallas. From a graphic viewpoint, Juno is, is this like a, no, I already read that. From a graphic point, Pallas is a lozenge, a diamond-shaped device on top of a cross. So there's a lot of crosses linked to majority of things. The only thing there's not a cross in is Vesta. Symbolically, the lozenge resembles an upturned face, while the cross indicates a spear. Makes sense because it's tied to Athena. Pallas is the Athena or the antique Minerva. Therefore, she is associated with wisdom and creative intelligence. She is Jupiter's favorite daughter and became famous for her numerous talents ranging from craftsmanship to arts. A shrewd warrior, she also means victory, which she achieved without brutality, unlike Mars. She's more tactical than other people and can maneuver very successfully to get what she desires. In this sense, she is invincible. Actually, in a mythological episode, she advised the gods when they waged war against gods. Giants, not gods. Giants. Pallas embodies the fighting facet of the chart's owner. She also indicates our qualities of perception, our visions, and our flashes of genius. She prompts to become socially and professionally fulfilled. In addition, she can be considered an agent promoting the empowerment of women. She includes masculine as well as feminine aspects, seeking balance and harmony. When women influenced by Pallas are combative and reluctant to compromise, and while from masculine sides, Pallas gives a very developed feminine side. So, yeah, it's like the same situation with Pallas that it is with Ceres in a man's chart. So all these asteroids are linked to the feminine, right? But they also point to areas that are of the soul. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Interesting how Chiron is the only one who is not a feminine figure. And he is the wounded one. I love astrology. It always intrigues me because you can't help but wonder why this symbolism was created. You know, on a deeper level of things, you can see all the parts that work together in different areas of your life. If I remember correct, I'm pretty sure I have Juno in Aquarius. I'm pretty sure I have Juno in Aquarius. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure I have Vesta. I think I have Pallas in Capricorn. I think my Vesta might be in one of mine are in Virgo, I think, actually. I'd have to double check. But yeah, I think all this stuff is pretty cool and I want to learn more about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This video is pretty long, especially majority of it me just ranting on and just blurting everything out. So, but I hope you like it. Peace out.